Calais Johnson, sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, wants to know, is Demarai Gray possibly a good replacement for Richarlison? And there's quite a lot of chat about replacements for Richarlison in general. So maybe we should just discuss possible replacements.
Just discuss. Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at Gray, so I let one of the other lads pick up on him. For me, I've already done my swap. A bit risky, but I seen that Walcott was going to rise on, was it Saturday night? So I got him in straight away and transferred out Richarlison, even though I could have waited on a hit for Richarlison. So I could have gone down a 0.1 and it wouldn't have affected anything because I only bought him earlier on in the week. So I've already dreamt and I've gone to Walcott only because I was strongly considering Walcott before I got Richarlison anyway. So if I couldn't have got Richarlison into my team without seriously damaging it because of the price rises, then I was going to put Walcott there anyway, because same team, same fixtures, a lot of the reasons why we put Richarlison in the first place, and Walcott seems to be doing really well, you know. So that's why I was considering it. But then I think I got really quite nervous about the Richarlison ownership and panicked instead of sticking to my game plan and going with, say, a Walcott and thinking, well, I can do that with one transfer and not even have to touch Louise if I don't want to. And then Louise could have become somebody else this game week. I panicked on the ownership and got in got on Richarlison, but now he's Walcott for me. I will leave it over to the lads what they think about Demarai Gray. So does anyone know any info that might be helpful? Probably best way to do it.
You've only got to look at his sort of recent history in the Premier League. Granted, he's a young player, he's still growing, could still have a breakout season. Nothing in his recent sort of couple of years sort of hints at the fact that he's going to take the world by storm. It's his first goal this season. He got 3 goals and 3 assists last season. I think the season before that, he only got 1 with, I think, 5 assists, something like that. So he's an interesting option. And now that Morris is gone, there is that space for someone to, cut inside on the right, let's say. But I think at the moment, there's too much sort of unknown about him. Can he take over the Mahrez role? Is he consistent enough for points returns? It's just, with Vardy out as well, you lose that sort of outball. You lose your number 1 striker as well. That's most of your assists potentially gone. So I'd say hold off on Demarai Gray. It's definitely a differential, but it's a risky differential. If it comes off, will be very, very good, but more than likely will not, I'd say, in my eyes.
Yeah, next game's against Liverpool as well. So I wouldn't bring someone in with their next game against Liverpool with the way they're currently playing, the way their defence is. So, I mean, for me, if I'm replacing someone that I had initially because of good fixtures and form, I'll be looking at sides that have good fixtures to cover that if I'm planning on bringing Richarlison back in or not. And to me, you're still looking at Everton with good fixtures for the next 2. It is Arsenal in game week 6, but Richarlison's out for 2 game weeks, so you can go to Walcott. You've got Palace with decent opponents, Southampton, Huddersfield in the next 2. You've got Wolves, have West Ham and Burnley. You've got Southampton, Crystal Palace and Brighton Hove Albion, West Ham, Wolves and Everton, and then Brighton as well. So I'll be looking at players from those sides. No one really stands out to me, which is why I just made the switch over to Walcott, because I thought I went with Everton initially because of those fixtures. So I'm just going to stick with Everton, because I don't think there's any team there where I'm looking at a midfielder in any of those sides and thinking I have to have that player in that is the same price as Richarlison.
Yeah, I think for most people, it is the question of Walcott or Pedro, isn't it? Because both teams have 2 back-to-back home games now, Chelsea and Everton. Very, very favourable home games. Walcott's playing Huddersfield next, and we've seen how Huddersfield have started, and they haven't really impressed. So for me, he's the more guaranteed to start and the more sure to not get subbed early. So I would go Walcott over Pedro for that reason. In terms of Gray, the difference with Gray is what he's 1 million cheaper. So for this person asking the question to go for Gray, I guess it depends on if you think that extra million can help strengthen your squad elsewhere. Because at 5.5, Gray's probably one of the best midfield options. Even with Vardy out, it calls on more importance for Demarai Gray, really.
I think I'd be considering more of a Fraser for that amount of money though. If I was thinking of anybody, he just seems to, when I've been watching the matches, and I just like him better for that kind of price range. But that's just me personally, obviously. So sorry, Brett.
No, all good. So it's definitely a punt. And like Jay said, home to Liverpool next, 3 clean sheets in a row for Liverpool. If you're going away from the 6.5, then he's an option that would be a punt. But you've got the likes of Maddison, Pedro, Walcott to pick from, which are probably more likely, granted for $1 million extra, to deliver more points, I would say. So maybe hold off for this game and see how he does against Liverpool.